The Four Styles by Dr. Tony Alessandra. This can be a career-changing, maybe even life-changing read. Oh yeah, sure, it's long and it's complicated. Lots of charts, lots of diagrams, lots of self-tests. But like a lot of great wisdom, God is love, E equals MC squared, it can be distilled down. In this case, the distillation is the platinum rule. Treat others as they wish to be treated. Now, this is not being offered as some kind of moral relativism or even moral imperative. It's being offered in the context of communication, and especially using communication to establish and maintain effective relationships, especially those relationships in the business world. Now, to practice the platinum rule, it's important to do two things. One, you must understand that, generally speaking, most people can be placed into four broad categories when it comes to their communication styles. They can be a supportive, they can be an emotive, they can be a reflective, or they can be a directive. And the second thing to understand in order to apply the platinum rule is that you must be flex-able. To be flex-able or flexible requires that you know the characteristics, or in other words, what each of those four prefer, the supportive, directive, emotive, and reflective. And that two, you be willing to supply that to them, that you change and adapt your communication style to them while maintaining your own identity and remaining true to yourself. Now, along the lines of growing to be more flex-able, let's take a quick look at the four styles and what each of them prefers. First, there is the supportive. When you're with the supportive, you need to be warm and sincere. This means that you must be personal, willing to show feelings and understand the supportive's feelings, especially by listening. You also need to slow your pace and act in an informal style. Now that's the supportive. The emotive. When you're with an emotive, you need to lavish your interest on that person. This means finding ways to support their opinions and ideas. It means avoiding argument when you can. But it also means being sure to write down any goals or objectives or tasks before committing to them, otherwise the person is likely not to remember them. Let's take a look now at the reflective. Your goal there is to always be thorough and well prepared with this kind of recalcitrant inward person. You must be thorough and well prepared because you can be sure the reflective will be. This means that you support their organized, methodical approach, and that you emphasize actions over words. It's also crucial that you provide detailed evidence for any claim or suggested action that you make. Now let's take a look at the last one, which is the directive. When you're with a directive, you want to be efficient and competent. That means you will recognize their need to be in control and that you find ways to support their goals. You always remain businesslike, focused on ideas and facts, not personality. And to remember that to influence a directive, it's okay to offer ideas, but you must also offer them with support and analysis in a brief, condensed, convincing form. Now, finally, to be flex-able, it's important to realize that no one is going to completely and fully fit into any one of these categories. What you must do is look at the person, find their dominant characteristic, make an initial judgment, and then always conduct behavioral analysis at the beginning to confirm their placement in one of those four categories: supportive, emotive, reflective, and directive. And finally, I hope that you keep this copy of the Four Styles with you, because I think it's a great tool to refer back to as you move through your business career, as you move through the day, the week, maybe even as you use it to prepare for upcoming meetings that you're either a part of or upcoming conferences, even if they're one-on-one. It's a great tool. Use it as a reference. Put it next to your dictionary and your synonym finder on your desk. Okay, have fun with the 4 styles. I hope you see it as important as I do.